Bonjour, mon ami, and welcome to Lex's Lounge. I don't actually speak any French. My wife does, though, but I speak none. As you guys can tell, I'm still very much enjoying having a hamster. That's why I included that little clip for you guys. He's actually sleeping right now, otherwise I'd show him to you, but he seems to be enjoying his life. As you can see, his cage is becoming more robust with items. But the reason I actually wanted to do an episode today is I wanted to talk about anti-aging, which is a topic that interests me very much. Why am I interested in anti-aging? I mean, we're all gonna die eventually, right? Well, science appears to be on the cusp of a large number of medical discoveries that could greatly increase how long people live, and not simply how long they live, but how long they live in good physical condition. One example of that is growing organs. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to use your own cells from your own body to grow whatever replacement organ you need for one that is failing. And you're going to be able to have a 100% guarantee that you are not going to reject the organ that's being transplanted into you, which is an enormous deal because rejections are a big problem in transplants. So you could even potentially replace your old aging heart with a young heart that is still coming from your body, like a young version of your own heart, which is just nuts. But that's just one example. There's a lot of stuff like this, and what you come to realize the more reading you do is that if somebody manages to live, 20 years longer than they otherwise might, that might open them up to access to different medicines and treatments where they could live another 20, 30 years or even longer. So anti-aging is very interesting to me. In comes David Sinclair, and if you haven't heard of him, that's all right. It's kind of a science-y type of recognized name. He's basically the leader in the scientific community when it comes to anti-aging. He's a geneticist from Harvard, he's originally from Australia, and he has discovered some of the compounds on a molecular level that impact aging the most. And he has also figured out, evidently, of how to slow the aging down through the molecular process. Now, David Sinclair was on Joe Rogan a little while ago. Link to that interview down in the video description if you're interested in it. It's a little bit dry and science-y, but really only the first half hour of it is really, really critical, where David Sinclair describes his discoveries over the past bunch of years, and as well as what he's been doing and what the substances are that he's discovered. What's interesting about the guy, other than the fact that he looks like he's 38, but he's actually just about 50, is that as soon as he figured out that the clinical trials with the mice were working out, which is what he has spent the bulk of his career working on, he immediately started experimenting on humans. And at an official level, that's where he's at, on the human trials. But in reality, he has been experimenting on himself and his father for quite some time. And he's been, trying to measure the effects. The reason he started experimenting on himself is the compounds that he has discovered, pretty much these, this is what he takes during the day, they impact your aging quite a bit, and they're fairly safe. So he felt fairly safe just going ahead and trying them out. Now, I was so fascinated by this that I'm thinking of maybe getting a hold of some of these substances and doing like a 3-month experiment with maybe me and my wife, where for 3 months we take some of these compounds and see how we feel. Because basically this David Sinclair guy claims that between all these things, you can increase your lifespan at least 30%. So I figure if you're increasing your lifespan by that much, then shouldn't you be like feeling better overall as a result of it? Anyway, those were my thoughts. Give me like a like if you think that's a good idea for a video series, because it would be several episodes tracking this and it would be on this channel. But yeah, everything he lists in that interview is obtainable. It's not like some obscure drug that you need to wait for somebody to release. It's all considered like in the supplement category, so it can be bought. So yeah, it's all very fascinating, and we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted. On that note, the other thing let's get an update on is politics. Yes, we're gonna do this almost every time. So as long as the Democratic primary race continues to be interesting. So here are my Democratic picks at the moment from top to bottom. Tulsi Gabbard in first, Elizabeth Warren in second, and then Marianne Williamson, who's sort of a smaller, long shot kind of candidate. But I like her. She's pretty good. Very nice lady, very smart. As well, behind her is Kamala Harris, then Cory Booker, then Amy Klobuchar, who just announced officially she's running, and then Senator Gillibrand, Kirsten Gillibrand. Anyway, she's in seventh, so she doesn't matter. But yeah, those are my picks for now, and I'll keep you guys updated as to how I feel about the Democratic primaries as they go along, because I think it's going to be by far the most interesting thing on TV over the next year. Personally, I'm enjoying it as much as football fanatics and basketball fanatics probably enjoy the sports draft. So, on that note, guys, if you found this useful, subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you all next time.